If we do consider the plant network as a whole, we're going to have different pathways in which the absorbed water and mineral ions are going to be transported. So let's start off with this introductory point. Now, water osmosis. Simple enough, right? And mineral ions are just going to be absorbed by simple diffusion, or in cases of lower concentrations, active transport will be utilized. Are uptaken via root hairs. Don't worry about the diagram you see below. We're going to be getting to that. And transported via xylem vessels. That we already know, because the function of xylem vessels is the conduction of water. And then what's the second thing we learned about? That was phloem tissue. Let's move that down a little bit, and I'm going to pick this green color. Let's put down another point. What about phloem? What does it do? It's going to transport dissolved organic compounds. The major constituent is going to be sucrose, translocated via phloem. Right? And I'll give a small distinction here regarding the sucrose and glucose. And here's the deal. Carbohydrates in plants are produced in the form of glucose. Right? That's the production. Glucose is converted into sucrose to help it to be transported, or in more biological terms, translocated from one part of the plant to another plant, and it's going to be stored as starch. Okay? We're just converting carbohydrates into different forms for the production, transport, and storage to benefit the plant in the maximum possible way. Right. Now let's get to these pathways. I should just be enough to be able to select this one. I'm gonna have to move it further down. Come on. Stuck to the text. Never mind. Here's what I want to say. When it comes to major plant transportation pathways, there are going to be two main pathways. There are two main ways for water to cross the cortex. Now, water has been absorbed by root hair cells. Now it has to go through the cortex and it has to reach the xylem vessels. This can be done in two major ways. The first method is known as the apoplastic pathway. The first method is known as the apoplastic pathway. I won't tell you what it's going to do. The second method is going to be known as the symplastic pathway. That is the second method, the symplastic pathway. Let's first talk about the apoplastic pathway. It's very simple. This is the movement of water. Now, these are both ways in which water is going to move. This is the movement of water through cellulose cell walls, and intercellular spaces. And intercellular spaces. Right? And intercellular spaces. This is nothing special. This is just simple diffusion. You can think of it as just diffusion. Now, that statement is not going to help until you visualize this. Look at this structure, and you see this very detailed cell wall here made out of a green. And you see the purple lines running through. See, we're going from cell wall to cell wall. Water is moving from one cell wall to the subsequent cell wall of the next cell, and that is the apoplastic pathway. We're just moving through cellulose, cell walls, and intercellular spaces. There's no involvement of the cytoplasm here. There's no involvement of the cytoplasm here. The involvement of the cytoplasm occurs in the symplastic pathway. Let's look at what happens during the symplastic pathway. This is the movement of water through cytoplasm. Through the cytoplasm, and here's a new term for you: plasmodesmata. Through the cytoplasm and plasmodesmata. This is not just plain diffusion. This is done via osmosis, and this is often termed as a slow mechanism, while this is a very fast method of getting water across a cell. And now let's take a closer look at the orange arrow. This is the movement path of water from one cytoplasm to the next cytoplasm, and here's that term we were talking about. Plasmodesma is the singular form, plasmodesmata is the plural form, and this is simply an opening in between the cytoplasms. This is simply an opening in between the cytoplasms, like so. Because roughly a cell is going to have its cell wall in between. So if you just have the plain cell wall like this, we're not going to be able to talk. The two cells are not going to be able to talk. Because of that, we have an opening in between the cytoplasms, and that's going to be the plasmodesmata, like so. It's going to be the plasmodesmata, like so. So just a recap, we have two main pathways in which water moves throughout plant cells. One, the apoplastic pathway, the cellulose cell wall, and the symplastic pathway through the cytoplasm and through plasmodesmata, like so.